Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Naz and my channel is generally about the promotion of a healthy lifestyle. I'm a registered health and nutrition coach. So today I'm actually filming another meal prep video. I'll be meal prepping for the next week for 2 people, for me and my husband. And so I'll be making lunch, dinner, and snacks and breakfast. Yeah, if you enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. And if you are not subscribed yet, I'm not sure what you're waiting for, but please subscribe and support your girl. It'll mean the world to me. So without further ado, let's dive into the video. So here I'm just showing you guys what I made. This is the different dishes that I made. It took me about 2 hours to make them, but it's totally worth it. So yeah, I'll show you guys exactly what I did. So I'm also showing you my ingredients. So I have zucchini because I'm making zucchini noodles. Here I have some cauliflower because I'm making cauliflower rice. You'll also need Ziploc, the big size one. It's the vegetable I'm gonna use. You can go with anything, but I usually like broccoli, green beans, and mixed vegetable. So this is for my soup. I have onion. This is all the vegetables that I'm gonna use actually to cook all of my dishes. This is the pan that I'm gonna use, and I'm also gonna use an instant pot basically. And here I have my meat. So I have some ground beef, steak, and I also have some rotisserie chicken to make my soup. Is the best, trust me. So I'm gonna preheat my instant pots. I'm gonna put it first on saute. Doesn't really matter the time, but I'm just gonna defrost my chicken in there. I mean my meat in there. That's the first thing I'm gonna do. And while this is defrosting, I'm gonna start by marinating my steak. So I'm adding olive oil, some pepper, some salt. You can add any spices, to be honest. And this is some hot chili. This is some garlic and garlic powder. Yeah, anything basically. You just add all the spices you want. I just try to make it simple. I don't really have a recipe for this. Sometimes I just add salt and pepper, to be honest. So I'm gonna marinate that, and here I'm just chopping all of my ingredients, my vegetables. So I'm just chopping my onion. The onion, I'm gonna use it for my ground beef sauce, and I'm gonna use it also for the soup, some of them. So I'm also chopping, basically I wanted to keep them long, and then I kept some aside for the soup. I like it when it's long, and this is for the ground beef sauce that I'm gonna make. So I chopped it really small. I'm putting some aside because I'm gonna make some egg bites. So right now I'm starting by making my ground beef sauce. So I added my olive oil. I always cook with olive oil. Coconut. What am I talking about? I always cook with what do we call avocado oil. Is the best oil out there. So I'm just adding my garlic, and I'm just sauteing everything in here. I love my instant pot. If you're parents, you really need an instant pot. So I'm adding my onions here and mixing everything. And then I'm just gonna let it saute for a little bit longer. Just adding a little bit more oil. So I just added all of my spices. There's no exact recipe, to be honest, but I'm adding hot chili, some salt, some pepper as usual. I also always add some garlic powder, even though I already added some garlic, just to add, the more the better actually. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of water because you need water for your instant pot to be working. And then I'm gonna add my tomato sauce. This is my favorite tomato sauce. And then you don't really have to wait for everything to be cooked. You just basically dump everything in there. That's why I love like instant pots. And then I'm gonna close it. Oh wait, I'm actually gonna add also my vegetables. So I'm gonna add the mixed vegetable for this one. Always add vegetable anywhere you can, people. It's really good for you guys. So I'm gonna close it and start cooking that. So while that's cooking, I'm just gonna prep my zucchini noodles. So I wash them and cut them, and this is my zucchini noodle little machine. I don't remember the name. So some of them I will eat it, so I'm gonna just put it in hot water for like less than 3 minutes because I don't want it to be overcooked. And then the remaining, I'm just gonna put it in a Ziploc with a paper towel so that the water is absorbed, and you can leave this in your fridge for up to 2 weeks. But you really need to noodle your zucchini if you want to keep it longer. And here I'm also making my cauliflower rice. So because I'm doing a ketogenic diet, I don't really eat any pasta or rice. So zucchini and cauliflower are basically my replacements. So I'm blending all of this. Not really blending, but yeah. So I did the same thing for the cauliflower rice. You can put it in the freezer. So here I forgot to add my garlic actually in my my steak. So I'm grilling my steak with avocado oil. Not too long. I just want it to be nice on both sides. And then I'm gonna flip them as soon as like one side is nicely done. If you do it for too long, it's gonna get dry and really hard. So just try to make 2 minutes each side. And then yeah, I'm gonna do the rest. I'm gonna do the remaining. I have, I believe, 5 slices. So I'm gonna add a little bit of oil because I'm gonna use the same pot to make my green beans. So I'm just sauteing my green beans a little bit, adding some chili, some salt, some pepper, some other spices. There's no exact recipe, but this is how I like to make it. And then I'm adding a little bit of water just for it to cook. I'm gonna put it aside for like 2 minutes. So now it's cooked. I'm just gonna put this aside and show you guys. I'm gonna leave a little bit in the pot just so that I can eat it right away because I really love this. And here my sauce. My sauce is ready. So I'm just gonna put it aside, maybe freeze it so that we eat it later on in the week. So right now I'm gonna start making my soup. Rotisserie chicken is actually the best chicken to use for a soup. It's so flavorful. So I'm gonna use my Instant Pot for this again. So I chopped some onion, some bell pepper, and some garlic. That's pretty much it. And also adding, of course, some celery. So all of that go in, and then the spices that I'm gonna use are basically coriander powder, some ginger powder. I'm also gonna add some cinnamon. I'm gonna leave all the ingredient in the description box below, of course. So I'm sauteing all of that. I'm gonna add my garlic powder. I'm also gonna add salt and pepper, maybe at the end, I'm not sure. So right here I'm gonna add my chicken, saute it for a little bit because everything is already cooked. I just want everything to be flavored. I'm gonna add my vegetables. So I'm gonna add here broccoli for this recipe, a little bit of lemon. You can also add lemon zest, but lemon for me is enough. And then I'm gonna add some chicken broth. So once all of that is added, I'm just gonna add one last spice. Actually, I'm gonna add some basil, but you can add so many other spices. So here goes my pepper and my salt, and I'm just gonna mix all of this and then let it cook. I love Instant Pot because it's legit going to take me 7 minutes to finish all of this. So I'm just gonna put it on 7 minutes here, and I'm gonna put it on and yeah, so right now it's already done. I'm just showing you how it looks like. It was so yummy. So that's one dish. And then I decided this week to try this new recipe. I wanted to make some coleslaw. Coleslaw? I think that's how we pronounce it. So half of it, and cabbage, you can pretty much keep it for like months in your fridge. Well, not months, but maybe like a month and a half. So I'm chopping this, the whole slice actually, and then I'm making my sauce here. So this is really good for kids actually, just so that they eat more cabbage. Cabbage is really good for you. So 1 tablespoon of avocado oil, and then here is a quarter of a cup of apple cider vinegar or any vinegar, and then you add a little bit of sugar. I'm using monk fruit sugar because I don't eat any sugar. And then some mustard, some garlic powder, some pepper, and some salt. And then you mix all of that, and then you taste it just to make sure that it's at your taste. And then of course you add lemon. So right now I'm just mixing everything roughly, tasting, and then I think I had to add more salt. So I'm mixing all of this in the cabbage. And that's it, guys. This will last you for like 4 days, I believe, but we eat it really, like we eat it a lot in my house, so it doesn't last us 2 days. It's really healthy for you. So the next recipe that I'm gonna make is egg bites. So there's so many recipes out there for egg bites, but this one is really simple. I'm just using 6 eggs, I believe. I had to add 1 more, and then I usually add some chicken in there. You can add any meat in there, but for this recipe I kept it like that. So I'm adding my spinach and my onions that I chopped earlier. So I'm mixing all of that, and then of course you're adding your salt, your pepper, and your garlic powder as usual. That's my favorite spices to use. And for this recipe actually you will need some silicone muffin tray cupcake because we're gonna bake this, and you will also need some mini size cupcakes also for the fat bombs that we're gonna make in a few minutes actually. So I'm putting that in the muffin tray, and then I'm gonna put it in the oven for actually 30 minutes. Here you see me putting 17 minutes, but it's actually 30 minutes. So they were ready. Really simple recipe, so convenient to make it for your kids, for yourself, as a breakfast before going to work, or at home actually. So I'm just gonna display this and put it, you can also freeze it actually. So here I'm making my fat bombs. This was actually the first time making fat bombs. It was so easy and so delicious. If you're doing keto, this is actually a really good thing to have. I initially wanted to do another recipe, but I'm trying to stay away from dairy. So this is why we're only gonna make some peanut butter and chocolate fat bombs. So you're seeing me adding the butter, the coconut oil. I melted all of that for 30 seconds in the microwave, and then I'm adding my peanut butter. So this is only peanut butter with salt. So I'm gonna leave the recipe again in the description box below. And then I'm adding my cacao powder, pure cacao powder that I got from Costco. So 1 tablespoon, and then my sugar, and that's really the only thing you need. And then we're gonna mix all of this, and then, oh yeah, of course I forgot my vanilla extract, but that's optional actually. I just had it, so I wanted to add it, but you don't really need this. So I'm just mixing all of this really well, tasting, and sugar was missing, so I added a little bit more sugar. And then I'm gonna put it in my mini size cupcake silicone cupcake dish, I guess. So I'm just separating all of them, and this one we're actually gonna freeze it for 2 hours, and I had in total I believe 12. So I'm also gonna put this on top, just so that, because my freezer sometimes smells like meat. So just to avoid that, I'm just gonna put that, and here they were ready in actually less than an hour because my freezer was really on high. So delicious, so convenient for you. So this is all the dish that we made today. So my chicken, my ground beef, my zucchini noodles, cauliflower rice, the long beans, the steak, the coleslaw, and then we have the egg bites for breakfast. And then we have our amazing soup. It was so good. And then the fat bombs. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up.